I'm very, very influenced by place. I love to hike, I love to explore. I love cities, I love the mountains, I love the coast, and I love expressing myself musically about all these places. Chat was composed in 2005 when chat rooms were all the rage. And I imagined all these people and all these different sounds and elements working together and having these conversations. For chill, I love jazz lounges like here at Jimmy Mac's. I had gone to one in another city that was particularly intimate and relaxed, and I went there several times and I really enjoyed how I felt in that space. So I had this imagination of, in the 1930s and 40s, of the girl lounging on the top of the piano and singing. So the clarinet in Chill really represents that vocalist sound, that relaxing, intimate sound. With the contrasting jazz rhythms in the piano and then the bass line. HighLine was named after I wrote the piece. It took the longest to compose. I knew what it was about. It was about wandering, it was about discovery, and I couldn't figure out a title. And I thought about it, and about the time that the HighLine Park in New York City opened, I thought, that's the title. Because in the HighLine Park, you meander through the park. There's the dynamic atmosphere of the hotels and the restaurants and the meatpacking district. And then there's the places of repose and respite where you can just relax among the plants and overlook the city and the river. And that's what this is about. It's these contrasting elements of activity and repose, and that's why I named it HighLine. People ask me about my compositional process, and it's different. These jazz pieces are more noodled. The idea comes physically at the piano. I noodle it. I work on it. You know, I play with it. How's this sound? What's this sound? What kind of sounds am I going for? But of course, with any composer, we all hear so much more in our heads. And as my focus in school was in classical composing and classical orchestration, and I didn't feel like I had the jazz chops to realize what I could hear in my head. So I worked with the jazz department, and they referred me to Dave Richards, who's a genius at arranging and composing jazz. He would take the score, which I'd give him 3 or 4 parts, and then I'd talk about it. And we'd talk about, this part should be for violin, or in Chill, it was definitely clarinet all the way with a very strong bass part, and how well he was able to listen and hear what I was talking about the piece and how it felt and what I wanted out of the piece, and take the score I gave him and what we came out with. It was just exceptional. A couple years ago, I moved out to Portland, and I've been very thrilled to become part of the music scene here. I've had a lot of fun both creating and listening and participating. And it's a small community, and it's a very tight-knit community with wonderful, wonderful performers. What really inspires me about the music scene here is how willing the musicians are to experiment, to try new things, to play new pieces. One of the things I really like is how the musicians and the performers really engage with the audience. I like that a lot. I'm really focused on some classical works right now, but with the release of this album, I am very excited to start some new jazz pieces. In fact, I already have. I've got a couple pieces I'm noodling at the moment, and so I've let Dave Richards know that the there'll be more coming down the pipe.